Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. Tonight we're going to play game number 37 of the YASTRZEMSKI career replay, 1961 rookie season, using inside pitch baseball. It's going to be game 2 of the series with the Baltimore Orioles. Game 1 was rather disappointing, but exciting finish to that game. So if you haven't checked out that one, check that out. So Red Sox are currently 15-21, which is actually what they were on the actual season. So hopefully they'll can get a victory tonight in this game. And they did win this game by a score of 5-0. So hopefully they can get a victory here and keep up with their pace for the season. So it's going to be Don Schwall on the hill for the Red Sox against Jack Fisher for the Orioles. So let's look at Jack Fisher's stats here as we are playing in Baltimore. And after today's game, we'll be starting a 19-game series at home, 19-game homestand, so that will hopefully help the Red Sox. In the actual season, Jack Fisher was 10-13 with 1 save, 3.90 earned run average, 196 innings pitched, 205 hits allowed, 118 strikeouts, and 72 walks. So the defense behind him is going to be Williams in left. That is Dick Williams, the future manager. Jackie Brandt in center and Whitey Herzog in right. Very below average defense overall, and Williams having the worst range in left, and Brandt and Herzog in center and right having below average range. Herzog very short-handed at right field. Brandt and Williams with a slightly high error rating, but not too bad. In left and center, respectively. Williams with the best arm in left, and Herzog with the worst arm, below average in right, and Brandt with an average arm in center. In the infield, it's Robinson, Hansen, Adair, and Gentile. Brooks Robinson, a vacuum cleaner at third with a 5 rating, the best you can get, and a very low error rating. He gets the ball. A lot of balls that most players do not. Hansen at shortstop, above average range, but fairly high error rating. Adair, average range, but very short-handed at second. And Gentile with a slightly high error rating and above average range at first. Triandos, again behind the plate, has a very high error rating, very similar to Russ Nixon of the Red Sox. The worst you can get there, but with average range and above average arm. So that's the defense behind Fisher. Fisher on the mound, very poor range, but a fairly low error rating. For the Red Sox, Chuck Schilling will lead it off and play second. Gary Geiger, the center fielder, will hit next. YASTRZEMSKI, the left fielder, will bat third. The rookie YASTRZEMSKI, who we're doing this replay of. Vic Wertz, the first baseman, will hit cleanup. He'll be starting in place of Pete Runnels, who started in yesterday's game, I believe. Jackie Jensen, the right fielder, hits fifth. Frank Malzone is your third baseman, hitting sixth. Behind the plate again, Russ Nixon hits seventh. And Don Budden, again at shortstop, will hit eighth, with Don Schwall on the hill batting ninth. So Chuck Schilling comes in with a .250 average, a homer and 9 runs batted in. So Fisher looks in for the sign for Triandos. Nods his head, kicks and delivers. And that's going to possibly be a base hit, and that'll be a single. So Schilling is on with a single, and that's how we'll begin. Gentile will hold him on. Schilling somewhat of a threat to steal. So next up, Gary Geiger comes in hitting .262 with 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. And possible error. And that is a fly ball to right. Herzog will handle this one as he has a 0 for an error rating. So that would have been an error for everybody else except for somebody with a 0, as it's a 1 roll. But Herzog makes the catch for out number 1 as Schilling heads back to first. YASTRZEMSKI now, seeing his average dip below 200 lately. Had an 0 for at least 4 yesterday's game. Hitting 193 with 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. Here's the windup in the pitch by Fisher. And that's going to be a wild pitch. So a chance for YASTRZEMSKI to put the Red Sox on top with a base hit. And another error check. And YASTRZEMSKI will hit one into the gap. And he'll hit one that left into the corner, left field corner. And that will easily get the run home. As Schilling scores. And YASTRZEMSKI puts the Red Sox on top with an RBI double. So a good start for YASTRZEMSKI and the Red Sox. Let's see if they can add to that here. Vic Wertz up now. He comes in hitting 250, 5 homers, 13 runs batted in. And he'll strike out for out number 2. So first strikeout for Fisher. That'll bring up Jackie Jensen. Having a good season so far, hitting 345, 4 homers, and 20 runs batted in. And that'll be a base hit. That will score the run as YASTRZEMSKI is off with the pitch with 2 down. And Jensen gets an RBI single to put the Red Sox on top, 2-0 now. So that'll bring up Frank Malzone. 345 hitter in the season, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in. Also off to a good start. Jensen will be held on by Gentile. And that's a range play. And that is going to be a double. As the range check gets failed by Williams. Williams with very poor range in left. And Jensen will come all the way around from first to score. So Frank Malzone gets an RBI double, and the Red Sox continue to add to the lead now, 3-0. So good start for the Sox. Russ Nixon up now. Nixon hitting 227 on the season with 6 runs batted in, off to a slow start. And that will be a fly ball to center. Brandt has it sized up, and that'll end the inning. But the Red Sox score 3, and after 1/2, it's the Red Sox 3 and the Orioles coming up. So Schwall with an early lead here. Schwall 1-0 on the season with a 4.74 earned run average, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. The defense behind Schwall is going to be YASTRZEMSKI in left, Geiger in center, Jensen in right. YASTRZEMSKI and Geiger average range. Jensen slightly above average range in right. With Jensen the best, lowest error rating of the 3. Also Jensen and Geiger both with 3 ratings, very low. And YASTRZEMSKI slightly high with a 7 rating. All 3 with above average arms. Malzone, Budden, Schilling, and Wertz in the infield. All average range except for Schilling is above average. Schilling the most short-handed, although he did commit an error in yesterday's game. And Malzone and Budden the most error-prone on the left side of the infield. Nixon behind the plate is an error machine, just like his counterpart, Triandos, with a 20 rating, and very low range, with well below average with a 1 rating, and with a below average arm. So Nixon pretty bad defensively. So that is a defense for the Red Sox. Dick Williams, the left fielder, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Jackie Brandt, the center fielder. So another manager leading off for the Orioles. Yesterday it was I can't think of who it is now. I had his name and it popped out of my head there. Where is it here? I gotta find it now. He's somewhere else in the lineup. Oh, Whitey Herzog. Another manager. He's batting down in the lineup today. So Dick Williams, left fielder, leads it off. He'll be followed by Jackie Brandt, the center fielder. Brooks Robinson is your third baseman, hitting third. Jim Gentile will bat cleanup and play first. Gus Triandos, what a grand slam home run to win the game for the Orioles in yesterday's game, will bat fifth. Ron Hansen, the shortstop, hit sixth. Whitey Herzog down the lineup today, will bat seventh and play right. Jerry Adair, the second baseman, hits eighth, and Jack Fisher on the mound will bat ninth. So Dick Williams comes in, hit 206 on the season with 8 homers, 24 runs batted in. So here's the windup and the pitch by Schwall. And Williams avoids the strikeout, fights one off. Next pitch, it's going to be a ground ball to Button at short over to Wirtz for out number 1. So then we have Jackie Brandt. Brandt, 297 hitter for the season, 16 homers, 72 runs batted in. And he'll strike out. So Schwall gets his first K of the day. That'll be a Brooks Robinson. Robinson was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. Comes in the season, he hit 287, 7 homers, 61 runs batted in. 5-6, and that is going to be no. He avoids the strikeout, and he'll fly out to Yastrzemski in left to end the inning. So the Orioles go 1-2-3 in the first, and after 1, it's 3-0 Boston. So Jack Fisher back on the hill, Button to lead it off. Button comes in hitting 286 with 12 runs batted in. And that could possibly be a hit here. And nope, too high a roll. It's just going to be a fly out to center as Brandt makes the catch for out number 1. Schwall up now. Schwall 0 for 2 on the season so far. 180 hitter for the actual season, so not a bad hitting pitcher with 6 runs batted and 5 runs scored. So here's the kick and delivery by Fisher. And he will get a base hit off the pitcher's card, so Schwall gets himself a 1-out single. Schwall not a threat to steal. So Chuck Schilling, top of the order up now. Singled and scored in his first at-bat. And he is not a ball. They call that a strike. So that'll be a full count now. And he'll ground one back to the pitcher. And Fisher looks to second, but goes to first. So Schwall moves up to second on the fielder's choice. So runner in scoring position now with 2 down for Gary Geiger, 0 for 1. It'll be a ballpark check in Memorial Stadium. These are not necessarily the best, as you can see here. Not a lot of hits. Well, there are a few, but not really a lot now compared to like some parks like Fenway. So that's a fly out to right to end the inning. So after 1.5, it remains 3-0 Boston. Be 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Orioles: Gentile, Triandos, and Hansen. Gentile 0 for 3 in yesterday's game with a run batted in, or a sacrifice fly. And that's going to be a range play at Memorial Stadium. Ooh, that is going to be on Melzone, who has a high error rating and a low, average range. So that is going to be a failed range check there, as that ball will get past him. Yastrzemski back with it quickly, as Gentile holds at first. So leadoff runner is on for the Orioles. Brings up Triandos, yesterday's hero. Triandos was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game with a grand salami. 244 overall for the season with 17 homers, 63 runs batted in. And he'll strike out this time. So Schwall gets him for out number 1. That'll be up for Hansen. Hansen 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. 248 hitter for the season. On the season. 12 homers, 51 runs batted in. And there's going to be an error on a throw if there is one, and it could be a possibility here on Malzone. Again, he has a very high error rating, and it will be an error on Malzone. So one base error, throwing error. So Gentile will move into scoring position. So runners on first and second with one down. Tying run will come up. Whitey Herzog. Herzog 1 for 3 in yesterday's game with a run scored. 291 on the actual season. 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. And he'll draw the walk that will load the bases for Jerry Adair, the future Red Sox. 264 for the season, 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. 9 homers, 37 runs batted in. As Nixon goes out to talk to Schwall, goes back behind the plate. Schwall looks in for the sign. Looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. And that's going to be a ground ball to Button at short. I think we're going to go for the double play. I think he has a 3 rating for double play for Adair. We're going to go for the double play, try to get out of this. And actually increases to 4. So he's going to go over, actually the Schilling over to Button for 1, back to first, and they turn the 4-6-3 double play to get out of it. The Red Sox escape any damage there. And we'll head to the top of the third with the Red Sox ahead 3-0. Yastrzemski to lead it off. Yastrzemski with an RBI double in his first at-bat. Also came around to score. On the hit by, I believe, is Wirtz or Jensen, I think it was. 6-3. That's going to be a possible error on the ground. Or 4, and that's going to, nope. So that will be negated as it's hit to right. Hit to right field. And Herzog makes the catch for out number 1. So Yastrzemski is retired. Yep, and it was Jensen because Wirtz struck out. Big Wirtz struck out in his first at-bat. And he'll strike out again. So Fisher now with 2 Ks, both of them being Wirtz. Jensen up now, had an RBI single his first time up. And this time he'll go round out to third. Robinson over to Gentile to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Red Sox in the third and top of the third. So the Orioles down by 3 will bat in the home half of the third. Fisher will lead it off. Fisher not a very good hitter, just 0.89, 56 at bats with 2 runs batted in. Here's the windup and the pitch by Schwall. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. And Schilling's able to handle it over to first for out number 1. Top of the order, Williams up now, 0 for 1. And it's going to be Memorial Stadium check here. And that will be a fly out to Yastrzemski in left for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for the Orioles in the third. Brings up Jackie Brandt, struck out in his first at-bat. And he'll strike out again. So Wirtz, so Schwall gets his 3rd K of the day. So ahead to the 4th with the Red Sox shutting out the Orioles 3-0. Malzone had an RBI double in his first at-bat. And another Memorial Stadium check. And that will be a fly ball to Branton center for out number 1. Russ Nixon up to the plate now. And he going to get hit by the pitcher. Gets hit on the shoulder. Shakes it off, heads to first. Trainer comes out, but he's alright. So 1 out base runner for the Red Sox. Brings up Don Button, who's 0 for 1. Nixon not a threat to steal. And Button will draw the walk. First walk of the day given up by Fisher. That'll put runners on first and second with 1 down. For Schwall, the pitcher. think we're going to have him bunt. And we did get a hit his first at bat. And he'll strike out. Cannot connect. So 2 down now with runners on first and second for top of the order. Schilling 1 for 2 of the runs scored. And he's going to draw the walk to load the bases. So bases loaded now for Geiger, who's 0 for 2. And he'll draw a walk. Bases loaded walk. So that will bring home Nixon from third. All the runners move up, and it's 4-0 now. So Triandos goes out the top to Fisher. Goes back behind the plate. So YASTRZEMSKI had a chance to do something with the bases loaded. Already has an RBI double today. Could break this game wide open. 3-3. And no, YASTRZEMSKI just cannot draw the walk. Instead, he will fly out to Herzog and right to end the inning. Let the Red Sox get a bases loaded walk and put across a run to make it 4-0 now. So they cannot be beat currently by a grand slam at this moment. So Brooks Robinson will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth. 0 for 1 in today's game so far. Another Memorial Stadium check. Not gotten a good result out of these yet. And that will be a ground out to Malzone at third. Over to Wirtz for out number 1. So Robinson is retired for Jim Gentile up now, 1 for 1. And he'll draw the 1-out walk. So second walk given up by Schwall. Triando's up now. Struck out in his first at-bat. Ooh, pickoff. Hold on. And, ooh, almost a pickoff on that one. Not quite, though. 6-1. And that's going to fights that one off for a hit. Gentile will stop at second. So first and second with 1 down for Russ Hansen. And that's going to be a ground out to Budden. Can they turn 2? Oh, flips to Schilling for 1. Back to Wirtz. Double play. Another double play turned by the Red Sox. So double play gets him out of the jam once again. And we'll head to the top of the 5th for the Red Sox leading 4-0. Fisher back out on the hill. Wirtz to lead it off. He's been up twice and he's struck out twice against Fisher. And this time he'll get a base hit. So he wins the battle this time. And he'll be on with a leadoff single. Wirtz definitely not a threat to steal. Jensen 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. And he'll strike out. So 1 down. For Frank Malzone, RBI double. 1 for 2. And this is going to be a ground ball. If it's a possible error on a ground ball, oh no, it'll be to Robinson. Robinson very sure-handed at third. Oh, but this time he is going to boot it. So he's able to get to it. But he's in his rush. He's unable to make the play, and they're going to give him a tough error now. And that was a tough chance there for Robinson, who handles most everything that comes to him. But this time does not. So Wirtz moving to second. Malzone on first now on the error by Robinson. So first and second with 1 down now for Nixon. 0 for 1 with a run scored. And he'll fouls one off to avoid striking out. And next pitch is going to be a base hit. Wirtz will come around the score. Malzone will advance to third. And Nixon gets himself an RBI single to make it 5-0 Red Sox, which was the actual score of the game. So runners at the corners with 1 down for Budden, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Here is action in the Oriole pen. 5-4. Oh, and that's going to be a double and an error as Williams is unable to, bobbles it in left field corner. 1 run comes in. 2 runs comes in, and Budden will advance to third. Get the extra base on the error, so I believe that's still going to be 2. Not sure if the runner, there probably is going to be still an earned run there for Nixon on that one, because it doesn't say where the base runner was, but I'm going to say he probably was already around third with the ball in the corner there. But that is going to be it for Fisher. Let's see here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that they are considering that an unearned run. I'm just going to go with whatever the computer is going to call it. So let's see here. All right, so the Orioles are going to have to go to the pen. So that's going to be it for Fisher. He is responsible for Button at third. So Stock and Fisher were actually used in the game. I'm sorry, Stock and Wilhelm, I think it was. So we're going to go with Stock here. So Stock is going to come in. So Wes Stock comes in. And the actual season was 5-0 with 3 saves. ERA of 3. 72 innings pitched, 58 hits allowed, 25 walks, and 47 strikeouts. So he'll face Schwall with 1 out and Button at third. So Stock, excellent range on the mound and very sure-handed, will not commit any errors. And Schwall fouls one off. Hanging tough there. Here's the next pitch. And he'll ground out to second, to Adair at second. And Button will attempt to score there. So Schwall gets an RBI on the ground out for out number 2. But it's now 8-0 Red Sox. So Stock in there now. Pitches to Schilling. Schilling 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And he gets him to end the inning. Alright. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with that. Oh yeah, Malzone was safe on the error by Robinson. Okay. And he did score. Yep, so that's the unearned run there. Okay. Very easy there. Alright, so the Red Sox with a commanding 8-0 lead halfway through. Schwall went out with a big lead. All he's got to do is throw strikes now. Herzog to lead it off. Herzog walked in his first at bat. Fouls one off. Be another pitch. And it'll be grounds out to Schilling for out number 1. So Deer up now. And he's able to... No, he fouls it off too. And he fouls off the next... flies out to Yastrzemski on the next pitch. So 2 up and 2 down for the Orioles in the 5th. And... Stock still has plenty of life in him. We're going to let him hit here. See what he's got for... not a very good hitting pitcher, but 2 down and the base is empty. We'll let him hit. We could reach on an error here. And nope, it's Stock very sure-handed on the hill. Gets up off the mound quickly, gets to it, fires to first to end the inning. So the Orioles go in order in the 5th. So we'll head to the 6th. The Red Sox shutting out the Orioles 8-0. It'll be Geiger, Yastrzemski, and Wirtz if anybody gets on. Jensen. Geiger 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Had a bases loaded walk to score a run. To knock in a run. And no, he wanted that for ball 4, but it's called strike 2. Next pitch is going to be a liner to Hansen at short for out number 1. So Yastrzemski having a good day today. 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and an RBI. And he'll ground out to Adair for the second out of the inning. So Wert's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Run scored though. Singled in his last at bat. And strikes out for the third time today. So it'll do it for the Red Sox in the top of the 6th. 8-0. Top of the order, Williams, Brandt, and Robinson up against Schwall. Schwall, plenty of life still left in him. I think he did pitch a complete game shutout in this actual game. And he walks Williams. So Williams reaches for the first time today. Jackie Brandt struck out twice against Schwall. And he'll fly out to Geiger for out number 1 as Williams trots back to first. So Robinson looking for his first hit of the day up to the plate now. And that is going to be a wild pitch, which will allow Williams to get to second. Next pitch to Robinson. And he'll draw the walk. So first and second with 1 down for Jim Gentile. 1 for 1 with a walk. And he's going to walk to load the bases. So Schwall out to talk to Nixon. Nixon out to talk to Schwall. He'll go back behind the plate, gets in the crouch, flashes the signs. So Triandos up with the bases loaded again. Hit a grand slam in yesterday's game in that situation. And this time he is going to draw the walk. So the Orioles get on the board with a bases loaded walk. Russ Hansen up now 0 for 2. Possible error here. And Budden's able to handle this one, see what he does with it. And we're going to go for the double play here, try to get out of it. And once again, Budden flips the Schilling for 1 back to first. And they turn the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So minimal damage, but the Orioles do get on the board. It's 8-1 now as we head to the top of the 7th. So Jensen will lead it off. Jensen 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that one's tight inside, but didn't hit him, just the ball. Next pitch, and he'll line one to softly to Hansen. Will make the catch for out number 1. Malzone up now. RBI double. Run scored. And that is going to be successful range check as Herzog comes and makes a nice running catch for out number 2. Nixon 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored and an RBI. 4. And that is going to be an error on Hansen. So Hansen boots it. So the left side of the infield having some issues today. Robinson with an error, and now Hansen. As Russ Nixon will reach. So Don Budden 1 for 2 with a double and a couple of runs batted in. Also scored a run. And that is going to be it for Stock. And I don't think we're going to bring in. Well, we could bring in Wilhelm still. Maybe we will. Yeah, we'll bring in Wilhelm. He pitched 3 innings in the actual game, even though they were behind. So Wilhelm will come in here in the top of the 7th with 2 down. So Nixon Stock's responsibility. So Wilhelm had a record of 9-7 on the actual season, 18 saves, 2.29 earned average, 110 innings pitched, 89 hits allowed, 36 walks, and 87 strikeouts. 6-2, and Budden will get a base hit off of Wilhelm as Nixon holds at second. So Schwall with a chance to add to the Red Sox lead here. And as takes a strike for strike 2 on a 3-1 count. And grounds next pitch to Ideer to end the inning. So 7th inning stretch time here in Baltimore as the Red Sox have a 7-run lead. Schwall back on the hill. Herzog to lead it off, 0 for 1 with a walk. And he'll strike out. So Schwall gets his 4th K of the day. Ideer 0 for 2 up now. Back-to-back Ks to start the 7th. And he'll bring up Wilhelm. Again, 2 outs here. See what kind of a hitter Wilhelm is. Even worse than his buddy there. But he'll bat now. 5-3. Again, if there were base runners on, I would have definitely replaced the pitcher with a pinch hitter. 6-3. But there wasn't. So we'll head to the 8th now. Red Sox up 8-1. It'll be a range play, 2-2. And Brant will be able to get to this one as it drops in. And goes all the way to the wall. Schilling with a leadoff double. So Geiger 0 for 3 with an RBI. That'd be a range check in Memorial Stadium. And again, nothing good has happened in these Memorial Stadium checks as he'll ground out to Ideer at second. Schilling will advance as Geiger's retired on the fielder's choice. Yastrzemski up now. 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI. And Yastrzemski takes a strike. He thought that one was kind of low. Next pitch. And that's going to be a fly out to Herzog, and that will be deep enough to score Schilling. And the Red Sox add to the lead now, 9-1. Yastrzemski with another RBI. RBI sacrifice fly. So back to an 8-run lead. It'll bring up Wirtz, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He's also struck out 3 times. And he'll walk. So it'll bring up Jensen, who's 1 for 4. Another Memorial Stadium check, 1-3. And again, nothing good happens here as that grounds out to Hansen to end the inning. So ahead to the home half of the 8th with the Orioles down by 8. Schwall back out on the hill. Top of the order, Williams, Brandt, and Robinson up against Schwall. Williams 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And he takes a strike he thought was a ball, so some questionable calls here by the umpire. Both teams kind of upset at the calls. So Schwall looks in for the sign from Nixon, kicks and delivers. And it's a fly ball to Geiger at center. Will make the catch for out number 1. So Brandt up now. Brandt 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Orioles with just 2 hits on the day. And that'll be a walk. So Schwall has been pretty wild as far as the walks goes. It's his 7th walk he's let up today. So I bring up Brooks Robinson, who's 0 for 2. He has one of the walks. And possible error on a throw here, 6-1. And that's going to be a base hit to third. And it'll also be an error, another error on Melzone. Melzone picks up his 2nd error of the day. And that will, I think that will score a run. Will that score a run? No. Both runners move up, though. Brandt to third, Robinson to second. So Gentile up now. Gentile is 1 for 1 with a couple of walks. Oh, and that is going to be a long home run for Gentile, as that was a hanger by Schwall. And finally the walks come back to kill him here. At least one of them does. And Gentile will hit his First home run against the Red Sox this year. He did hit 46 on the year. And makes things interesting now. Now 9-4. Still a grand slam. Cannot tie it, but there is some action in the Red Sox pen. And Picky Higgins is wasting no time. Well, now that game's a little closer. And that will be it for Schwall. So he cannot finish it. Still in the 8th inning, though. So, let's see what the computer picks here. Hillman pitched in yesterday's game, so I'm going to say no to that. We'll let Fornellis come in. Even though it's a non-save situation, we'll try to see if he can get some work in today. 0-2 with 4 saves, 4.31. Earned run average, 16 2/3 innings pitched, 19 hits allowed, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's been better as of late. See what he can do here. He'll face Triandos. 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that is going to be a pop out to Nixon. He throws away the mask, calls for it, and makes the catch. 2 down now for Hansen. 0 for 3 on the day. And he'll fly out to Jensen, right? Who'll make the catch down the inning. Ooh, do I need to make an adjustment here? I'm going to say no on this one. Yeah, there is no because that was a home run anyway, and it was an infield single, so he would have been on base anyway. He just advanced an extra base, so both runners did. So that is still going to be earned runs. All right. That's going to be it for Wilhelm. I think Hyde pitched in yesterday's game. Actually, hold on here. Yeah, let's see here. I keep pitching Hyde. He only pitched 21 innings, so we'll try again. Gordon Jones, nah. Hoft pitched in yesterday's game. It was Hoft, not Hyde. That's right. So I guess we'll let Hyde. Actually, we'll let Dick Hall come in. He's got a lot of innings there. So Dick Hall comes in for the 9th. Yeah, he hasn't pitched yet. 7-5 on the actual season. 4 saves, 3.10 earned run average, 122 innings pitched, 102 hits allowed, 25 walks, and 92 strikeouts. So he'll pitch to Melzone to lead off the 9th. It'll be Melzone, Nixon, and Budden. 6-2. And that's going to be a possible error. So that's going to be hit to Brandt in center. And it's going to be a fly out, but it could still be an error. No, he's able to hold on to it. Juggles a little bit, but makes the catch for out number 1. Nixon up now, 1 for 3 with a double, a couple runs scored. Also hit by a pitch. Fouls on off there. And he'll fly out to Brandt. We'll make an easy catch this time for out number 2. So Budden up now. He's having a good day. 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. And grounds out to his counterpart to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox up by 5. Herzog to lead it off. Herzog 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. And he strikes out. So Fornellis gets his first K of the day. That'll bring up Padilla 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And he'll draw the 1-out walk. And we will pinch hit for Hall. And I think it was Courtney and Philly, actually. So I think we're going to have Courtney come in. So Courtney will come in and pinch hit now with 1 down and runner on first. So Courtney hit .261 with 4 runs batted in and 46 at-bats. So Forney looks in for the sign from Nixon. Looks the runner back. Kicks and delivers. And again, nothing good on the Memorial Stadium check. That's going to be a ground ball to Wirtz. See what he does with it. He's going to go over to Budden for one. Back to first. And they'll turn two. And that will do it as the Red Sox beat the Orioles by a score of 9-4. No ninth inning heroics today by the home team. So the Red Sox did win by 5. It wasn't a shutout, but they won 9-4. Let's take a look at the stats here. So Don Schwall gets the win, 2-0, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 4 runs, all of them earned. Was a little wild today, well, a lot wild, with 7 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, and a wild pitch. So Mike Fornellis comes in and gets some work. Pitches an inning and 2/3. No earned runs, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. ERA now below 4, which is good. Jack Fisher gets the loss, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So Stock pitches 2 1/3 innings of scoreless relief with 2 strikeouts. Hoyt Wilhelm 1 1/3 innings with 2 hits and a run, an earned run and a walk. And Dick Hall pitches a scoreless 9th. Let's see, for the Red Sox, Chuck Schilling was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, including a double. Geiger 0 for 4 with an RBI. YASTRZEMSKI 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in and a double. Vic Wirtz 1 for 4 with a run scored. Jensen 1 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. Frank Malzone run scored and an RBI double. 1 for 5. Russ Nixon 1 for 4 with a couple of runs scored and an RBI. Don Budden a good day, 2 for 4 with a couple RBIs and a run scored, a double. And Don Schwall 1 for 4 with an RBI. So, I don't think we can't give Schwall player of the game. It's too wild. Even though he did pitch okay. I guess we'll give it to Budden. Budden was slightly better than YASTRZEMSKI today. So Budden was 2 for 4 with a run scored and a couple of RBIs. So we're going to give it player of the game to Don Booten Budden. Did not boot anything today, so that's another plus there. So that is it, as the Red Sox are going to return home now for a 19-game homestand. I believe it's a 4-game series against the Yankees to begin it, and then a 3-game series against the Orioles once again, followed by another 12 games against the American League, of course. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we will see you in the next Kyle Yastrzemski career replay, game number... Hold on here. It'll be game number 38. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.